Hey guys, happy Friday. I wanted to talk a little bit about the FBI going door to door in Nancy Guthrie's neighborhood yesterday and today. It was pretty interesting. And when asked why that is happening, Sheriff Nanos said that they are basically starting from the beginning in working the case, which includes going door to door. I was surprised by that answer. I was hoping it was going to be more like, we have a lead, that's why we're going around to the neighbor's house. But according to him, which again, God only knows if he is going to retract it in a hot second, but according to him, they're starting over from scratch, which is very disheartening, and makes me think even more that he completely destroyed this case. It's just, the more and more I hear about him, the more, people I listen to who have firsthand accounts of him and how he works. It's just not, it makes me mad, frankly. So yes, they basically are starting over. And one of the neighbors was asked specifically what it is that they're, going around asking them. And the neighbor was like super hesitant to give too much info, which was interesting. But basically just said the usual questions that you would expect that they would ask, and that is all he said. So I don't know. Listen, I don't live in that area, but I am begging you guys that do not vote this man in again. Like, he's a disaster. I was trying to be careful, with going in too hard on him, but at this point it's like, what are you doing? I really just have no faith at all in him, and I feel like his pride got in the way and completely messed this case up. If it turns out I'm wrong, I will fully admit that I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong, because I want to find Nancy. But from what I am seeing so far, it's very disheartening. It's very frustrating. And I cannot imagine what it's like for the family. Like, if we feel this way, I can't imagine. So yes, please, in that area, please do not, reelect this man or vote him in again. Whatever the process is there, because I feel he's been on a campaign trail from day one. That's why he goes around talking to all the media, cherry picking interviews, and I guarantee you he has questions that he gives them that he already will know the answers to, because he's being a politician. He's not being a sheriff, and that is really frustrating. So all right, I'll get off my soapbox now. But yes, that is the latest, that they're going door to door. And God only knows, if there is something else going on behind the scenes that they're not just sharing with us. Normally that's the case, but in this case, I'm really starting to doubt that. I wish he would have turned the case over to the FBI from the start when they offered, instead of being too proud and going, on a campaign trail, essentially using Nancy Guthrie as the excuse. And yeah, that might seem harsh, but that's how I feel. I might be wrong, and like I said, I will fully admit I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong, but that's just how I feel. And it's just, I have not seen anything yet to change my mind or reassure me that things are going in the right direction. Also, I feel bad for the neighbors in that neighborhood. The police don't seem to, like, they don't know who this person is. It could literally be their next door neighbor. You know what I mean? Like, you don't know. Like, I can't imagine the fear living in that area. Like, knowing somebody's on the loose and not knowing who it could be. That is like, and then on top of that, there's no lights on their street. It's just like, I could not do it, guys. I'm telling you, like, I'd tell my husband, like, please, like, let's go. I can't until all this is sorted out. I feel like I just would be expecting the worst all the time, and that's no way to live. And I just hope for the neighborhood's sake that something is given to them soon, some morsel of information that might help make them feel better, or, you know, rule people out, or, like, according to the neighbors, they're not getting anything. Like, they don't know whether they're in danger or not. At least from what the impression that they're giving them, it's that they have no idea who it is. So keep an eye out, essentially, is what they told them, which is very helpful. But yeah, that is what I wanted to hop on and talk about quick here. And I fingers crossed still that this case starts picking up pace and goes in the right direction. And I know they said the FBI is back in Phoenix now. They have a command post there, and they're basically analyzing data, stuff like that. They're doing that type of work at this point. So who knows? Hopefully something will pop up there. The other thing that I hadn't mentioned, just because I really don't, I'm over these black gloves, guys. Like, I don't know what goes on there, but everyone's just dropping their gloves like crazy. But the one that it seemed that law enforcement was hopeful about, because I guess it appeared to match the gloves in the video of the, surveillance video of the suspect. They had trouble testing it. There was that whole thing, and I reported on that Nanos said that it was mixed DNA, and that's why they were having issues with it. And it seems as if that's an incorrect, way of explaining it, and that they get results from mixed DNA all the time. And basically, I guess it just took longer to try and get anything from this glove, and they were able to, but it ended up being nothing. It ended up coming back to a restaurant worker in the area, and they ruled him out completely. Evidently, it was super easy to do because he, was on camera and clocked in and all of that stuff. They know his movements, essentially. So that was the only other thing that I wanted to mention that's been going on. But props to the people that are still there. The media is still there. JLR, Brian Etten, that is not easy. That's not an easy climate to be in, especially when you have to walk to get to Nancy's house now. They're not allowed around the area. They have to take all their equipment back and forth, and it's super hot there. It's like 90 degrees most days lately. And so I really, really admire that. I admire that they are still there trying to figure this out, trying to cover it the best they can, even though I'm sure it is very, very uncomfortable. But, all right, guys, I gotta go. I will talk to you in a little bit, and I hope everyone has a good rest of the day. Bye.